And I'm going to read just kind of the first part of that. It says, "But concerning the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I should write to you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk are drunk at night. But let us who are the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and as a helmet the hope of salvation. For God did not appoint us to wrath, but to obtain salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we shall live together with him. Therefore comfort each other and edify one another, just as you also are doing." And this text is so good because it's talking about, I love what it's getting into here today about the coming of Jesus. But Paul sent this letter because the Thessalonians, some of them had died off, and they were saying among themselves, well, these people are dying. When is Jesus going to come again? We heard that Jesus is coming again, but yet our different believers are dying off, and so they sent this message to Paul. And Paul is saying to them, "But concerning the time and seasons, you have no need that I write to you." In other words, what he's saying to them is this. He's saying basically, don't worry. Don't get yourself consumed and get yourself preoccupied with trying to figure out when Jesus Christ is coming back again. Because what does the scriptures tell us? That no man knows the day or the hour that Jesus is coming back. But what he's saying is, now there's people I believe that are called, like my husband, to look at the seasons, to look at the signs, and to as a warning to people. But this is why they're called, this next step. He's saying, don't get yourself consumed about when Jesus is coming. But what is he saying? He's saying to get prepared, get consumed about being what? Prepared for the coming of Jesus Christ. And that's why my husband and people like him that are, I believe, called to be watchmen, their mission is to show us the signs of the times, because they want to encourage and urge, and God's using them to help us to what? Prepare. To prepare for the coming of Jesus Christ. And that's what they were saying. It would take this time, and he said it's going to happen as a what? A thief in the night. So if you are not prepared for the thief, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be taken by surprise, and your items are going to be stolen, things are going to be taken from you, because we have to be what? Prepared. And we're going to center in on this part that he says here, and I'm going to find the verse. It's in the verse, let me find it here. We go on to verse, I lost my place a little bit. Here in verse 6, "Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober." Let us watch and be sober. So we're going to talk about watching today. I felt like I was needing to go in this direction. He's telling us that we are not to consume ourselves with trying to figure out the day and the time, because no one knows the day or the time. It's going to be like a thief in the night coming. And he's telling us to what? To do what? To watch and to be what? Sober. So he's saying to us, watch. I'm saying to you this morning, watch. You weren't ready, April. I'm saying watch, right? Oh, now was April ready?
No.
I will be next time.
Okay, she wasn't ready. I said watch and she wasn't ready. The Bible is telling us to what? Watch and be sober. Watch and be sober. Watch and be sober. It's telling us to watch and be sober. And I want to talk to you about watching for a little. What does watching look like? Over and over in the Word, in that handout I gave you, there's scriptures about watching. But he said to watch and to be sober. Oh, Edward, you didn't get it. You got to go get it for me. Watch and be sober, okay? Watch, here's some definitions out of the dictionary, so to speak, for watching. Oh, boy, I was ready. Okay. I should have watched it closer.
She watched it the whole time she was dropping it. You were watching, right?
I was watching. To watch means this. In the dictionary, these are some of the definitions. Listen to these. To look or observe attentively or carefully. Be closely observant. To look and wait expectantly or in what? Anticipation. That's what watching means. Listen to these words that I'm saying. To look and observe carefully. To be closely observant. To look and to wait expectantly or anticipation. It means to stay awake at night while serving as a guard. It means to look steadfastly, carefully, continuously. It means to keep a watchful eye on, to guard. Think about these things. The act of observing closely, or the condition of being closely observed. These are all definitions of watch in the dictionary. Let me give you the definition of this verse here. Mark 13:33. Take heed, watch, and pray, for you do not know when the time is. That word watch, right there in that scripture, it's a Greek word, and it's hard to pronounce, but it's agrupneo, which means, that word means awake, be attentive, be ready. Okay, that's what that word means. Now that's an active word. It's the tense of that word is an active word. So when we're talking about watching, we're talking about being attentive, be ready, be prepared, be awake. That's what that word means. If you're walking across the ball field, and we're walking across, and you know, many of you have been there before when you walk across the ball field, and someone says, "Duck!" What are you going to do? You're in a ball field, you're going to do what? You're going to duck. You're going to take cover. Because there is probably a ball approaching your area, right? We need to be aware and awake and alert, because the coming of Jesus is coming. He is coming soon. He is coming soon, and we have to be prepared. When you're traveling on a mountain road or something, which we've done before, and you're on this mountain road and you start seeing all these signs, beware, road falling, beware, rocks falling, beware, road collapsing. What are you going to do? You think you're going to take a nap on that mountain road? You think you're going to kick back and snooze and take a nap? No, you're going to be like, you're going to be wide awake, you know, have another cup of coffee, and wide awake, and you're going to be watching everything on the sides of that road and watching for rocks falling down. You're going to be very alert and awake. And that's what God's calling us to. I love this illustration, okay? There's a difference between something that's possible or something that you're convinced of, okay? And that's what we got to get in our spirit about the coming of Jesus. There's a difference between me conveying to somebody, this is possible. It's possible that Jesus is coming again. Or there's a difference between me being what? Convinced that Jesus is coming again. Our scripture text said to what? Watch and be sober. It says he comes like a thief in the night. So what's the difference? I go to a restaurant. I love this illustration. I go to a restaurant. We went last night to Longhorn and had dinner with some friends. Okay, I go to a restaurant, sit down to eat, and I order me a steak. Okay, which I did last night. Okay, after I order the steak, a little bit later after I've already eaten the steak, the server comes up and she says to me, "I'm so sorry, Mrs. McIntire, but it's come to our attention that the meat that we just served you was slightly spoiled. So we apologize for this, any discomfort that you may have from this slightly spoiled meat," okay? Well, I'm going to be a little bit irritated because, you know, I just ate this whole steak and no telling what my night's going to be like, right? So I'm going to be irritated. But there's a difference, okay? What if I had a bowl of soup with my steak, and somebody comes up to me and says, "Mrs. McIntire, I'm sorry to inform you, but there was accidentally, in the making of the soup, there was some poisonous ingredients that were placed in the soup, and we have already called 911. Okay, what's going to be my different reaction? I'm going to be ready to get up and get to the hospital, right? Because I am convinced that this is happening. Not that I might get a little sick, but I'm convinced that I am poison, and I'm gonna act differently is what I'm trying to get at, okay? Okay, if I might think I got a little tummy problem, that's one thing, but I'm gonna act differently if I think that I've been poisoned and I need to get to the hospital. Well, this may be a strange illustration, but the same thing is true of the coming of Jesus Christ. Do we really believe it? Are we acting like we really believe it? Are we packing our bags? Are we getting our heart ready? Are we watching ourselves daily to be sober and to be about the Father's business? Are we constantly watching our heart and our mind and our thoughts? Are we acting like Jesus Christ is truly coming again at any moment, any time?
You know, it says in the last days, people will say, where is the promise of his coming? And, you know, when I was a kid in church, I used to hear it all the time about the end times and about Revelation and things like that. But in today's world, and this is the biggest complaint of Christians that I see in churches all across America, they don't talk about the end times. They don't talk about Jesus' return. They don't talk about what's coming. And maybe it's because they're not convinced that it's coming. You know, even though Jesus said he's coming, even though he showed us what signs to look for, and those signs are happening right now, they're just not convinced.
And I think that's very true message right there. And I want us to ask ourselves this morning, am I convinced that Jesus Christ is coming back again? And the Word of God tells me that. I'm convinced of it, so how am I going to act? How am I going to act every day, from day to day? How am I going to act if I'm truly convinced that Jesus Christ is coming back any moment in time? It means to be alert. It means to be on guard. It means to be anticipating. It means to be alert. That's what watch means. And I want to read some of these scriptures. You guys have them in front of you, and I'm going to ask some of you to read them. I just read Mark 13:33. Take heed. This is the scripture. Watching is very important to the Lord. Take heed, watch and pray, for you do not know when the time is. If anything, I'm concerned about us in this day and age, and this is why I'm concerned. Because we come to church, we sing our songs, we hear the word, we go out and about the week and do our day, but we really are not walking like we are convinced that Jesus Christ is coming back again. We would be, if we were, we would be seeing a lot of other things taking place, and we're going to talk about that today. If we truly are convinced that Jesus Christ is coming back, and we've got to be prepared.
I know when my mom and dad first, in their early years of ministry, when my older brothers were children, which would be like 65 and 70 years ago, if the kids were outside playing and Mama didn't hear them for a few minutes, she would just get so concerned. She thought, well, the raptures took place and I missed it. That's how it was on her mind.
Right.
So strong at that time.
Right.
And she would go out and look and find them, you know, and then she would calm down and she would know that she had not missed the rapture. But we have to have our mind on it. We have to believe in it. We have to look for it. In one place in the Bible it says, come quickly, Lord Jesus, pray for it.
Right. Come quickly. And I'm going to read a few of these for the sake of time because I want to get into our points. It says in Matthew 25:11-13, afterward the other virgins came also, it's on your sheet there, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, assuredly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch, therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. And then it says in Luke 21:36, watch, therefore, and pray always that you may be what? Counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass and stand before the man of God. The Son of Man, excuse me. And then in Revelations it says, behold, I'm coming as a thief. Blessed is he who watches and keeps his garments. In Revelation, the last book of the Bible, it's still telling us what? Watch. Throughout the Gospels, it's telling us watch. It's telling us watch. What does watch look like? I've got W-A-T-C-H down there for you. If you've got a pen, I would suggest that you try to write these down. I'll write them down this afternoon as we're thinking about, but I want to break down what watch looks like, okay? It's time to watch. So the W on the watch, I came up with these different things that I wanted to put in, but the W to me stands for, and I'm going to say it this way, okay? Wait. Think about waiting, okay? Waiting, okay? You all tell me, what does waiting look like? When have you had to wait for something, and what did it look like? What did your waiting look like? Could be in a doctor's office, could be waiting for something to happen. What does waiting look like?
It's a tiring. Sometimes it's a tiring. You get tired of waiting.
Get tired of waiting. How many have been in a doctor's office? You're like, oh my goodness, my appointment was 2 hours ago. What's going on here? I'm tired of waiting on this doctor to call me. I'm going to find me a new doctor. You know what I mean? What other ways are we waiting? What does waiting look like?
Expecting.
Expecting, okay? So you could be waiting on something. I'm waiting on something that God's told me is going to happen. Woo! I'm waiting on
They're
it.
waiting in another doctor's office waiting for a baby to be born.
Okay? Waiting for a baby to be born. And you're just waiting and you're anticipating and you're, I can't wait.
Waiting on your wife to get ready.
Waiting on your wife to get ready, and you got the car started, you got it heated up, and you're still waiting. Or waiting on your husband to find his keys. Okay? This happened this morning. I was 15 minutes late for church. You know why? Because my husband couldn't find his keys that he had just last night. And we were late because of that. So, little marriage counseling 101 here going on. But I'm saying wait. This is the key to waiting, though. We are waiting for the coming of Jesus Christ, right? But how are we supposed to be waiting? We're supposed to be waiting actively. Waiting actively. Not sitting around like in a doctor's office and like, oh my goodness, when is Jesus going to get here? My goodness, I've been waiting all these years. We're supposed to be what? Waiting actively. Oh, Jesus is coming again. Oh, I'm getting myself ready for Jesus to come every day. I'm going to add something new. I'm going to add something new that I can do to be ready when my Jesus comes. I'm going to go and I'm going to occupy till he comes. I'm going to be about my Father's business. I'm going to be doing what he wants me to do every day. I'm not going to sit back in this easy chair and just say, I'm waiting for Jesus. Oh no, I'm going to be out and about my Father's business, because when he comes back, I want him to find me ready and prepared and occupying till he comes, bringing glory to his name every day. I want to find him. So we don't just wait, we wait actively. So write that down if you got a pen. If not, go home today and finish studying through this and write it down. I've shared before how at the bank, and I'll share it again because it really sums this up. At the bank, we have somebody that comes and she just shows up. And once a quarter, she just shows up. And when she comes, we're all like, oh boy, Jackie's here. Her name's Jackie. And she shows up at the bank. When we drive up to the bank and we see her black vehicle, we're like, oh no, she's here. We sit there and text each other, Jackie's here, Jackie's here, Jackie's here. You know why? Because Jackie's there to check us out. And when she walks in the door, we don't go get any money, we don't go do anything without Jackie. And when she checks us out, she's making sure all our money's right, she's making sure all our paperwork's right, she's making sure that we've done double checks on things, that I haven't gone and done something by myself, that I've had April with me and she signed with me to do it. She's checking us all out. But when Jackie comes, we've waited for months for Jackie to come. We knew Jackie was going to come. But during that time, we didn't just sit there on our little chairs in front of our, and say, ooh, Jackie's going to come. Jackie's going to come. No, we were checking our work. We were making sure we were balanced. We were making sure all our money was kept right. We were making sure all our security was done right. Because when Jackie comes, we want to be what? Ready. We want 100% on our report. That's the way it is with Jesus. We got to be busy getting ready and doing everything we're supposed to be doing, being prepared for when he comes, he will find us what? Faithful. Faithful. He won't find us just sitting around watching. It says in the Greek word for look in this verse, so Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him when he appears the second time. That word look, and I thought it was funny to me. I was looking at the Greek word. It looks like appendectomy to me. But I won't try to pronounce it, but it looks like appendectomy. But it means constant effort, diligent, persistent, striving for perfection. That's what that Greek word look means. And that's what we're supposed to be doing when we're looking for him. I'm going to share quickly. Edward shared this one time, I think, when he went to move some friends. They had friends in Florida. They needed help moving. How many of you have been asked to help somebody move, okay? And they needed help moving. Well, the humorous thing is he's always good about trying to help people to move, so he goes over there and he comes home after he's done, and he was so frustrated because he said to me, I went to their house, and there was nothing ready to move. Nothing. He said there's still dishes, there's still stuff on the walls, there's still everything there, all this stuff is still there. There wasn't one box packed. And he's like, so he's a go-getter. He gets in there, okay, come on, let's get it going. Starts throwing stuff in boxes and good stuff. But the point was, they said they needed help moving, that they were ready to move, but they weren't what? Ready to move. So they had allowed the clutter of their lives to stay there instead of what? Getting it ready to move. We can do that with Jesus Christ. We allow the clutter of this world to keep us ready to move. How many are ready to move out? Jesus Christ is coming again. Are you packed? Are you ready to move out of here and be gone out of this place, because we have a better place to be, but we got to be ready and preparing others. The second thing, and I'll try to hurry because I've got about 10 minutes. The watch, W is waiting actively. The A is with and what? Anticipation. We talked about that. When we're waiting for Jesus, we need to be waiting with what? Anticipation. This is going to happen. How many have had somebody that's coming to visit with you? Somebody that you love very much, and they're coming to visit with you. What do you do when they're coming to visit with you? They've told you they're coming. What do you do? What do you do in your house?
Clean house,
Clean
cook,
house.
buy
What else you
groceries.
do? Buy groceries. What else you do? Cook good meals that you can serve them.
Tell other people to come.
Oh, tell other people come over your house. Guess what? My mama's coming. Come see her. Everybody come see her. You know, my mama might come this summer. I'm hoping she's able. And if she does, I'm going to tell all the family you can come to my house and see her, because she'll be at my house. And she'll be sitting on my porch, and you can all come and you can all see her, because we're not going to shuttle her around to everybody else's house. She's not up to it. You can come to my house and see my mama, and everybody can come. But we get ready for that guest. And why are we getting ready? Because my mama's already purchased her ticket. The ticket is already purchased. And I know my mama's coming. Jesus Christ has already told us what? He's already purchased the ticket. He knows he's coming to get us. And we are watching with anticipation for his coming, because he is coming any day. And we're going to be ready, and we're going to be about our Father's business when he's coming. And the other thing, number T on this thing, we're going to start telling. Somebody mentioned it a little bit ago, telling others. If we really believe, if we're convinced that Jesus Christ is coming, we're going to be telling some others, Jesus Christ is coming. He's coming back. We're going to be telling others. How many have had, tell me if you've had somebody famous that you've met. Anyone in here met anyone famous? You met someone famous. Edward, who did you meet that was famous?
James Doohan.
He met, now some of you probably don't even know who this guy is, but I do. James Doohan. He met him in Florida at the Air Force Base. And what was his other name?
Scotty.
Scotty from Star Trek. Beam me down, Scotty. Anybody Star Trek fans? Remember Beam Me Down, Scotty? Well, he got to meet Beam Me Down, Scotty at his... Oh, Beam Me Up, Scotty. We're going up, not down. We're going up. Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. That was his friend. Now, Edward, you tell me, have you told some folks that you met Scotty? All right. He's told some folks. folks. Trust me. He'll go right. Yeah, you know, one day I met Scotty. Beat me up, Scotty. I met him, and he shook my hand, and I got my picture with him. My son called me one day out of the blue, and he said, Mom, I got somebody who wants to talk to you, and put him on the phone. It was Ryan Seacrest. Many of you watch American Idol and watch that show, and I pick up the phone, and here's this Ryan Seacrest talking to me. He said, hey, I'm Ryan Seacrest. How you doing today, Mrs. McIntire? Starts talking to me. I was like, wow, I'm talking to Ryan Seacrest. You know, we used to always watch that show. And then what did I do the next day? Oh, man, y'all won't believe it, it worked. Guess who I talked to on the phone? Guess who called me on the phone? Ryan Seacrest called me and talked to me because my son had got the opportunity to meet him. And we're going to, when we meet someone famous or someone that we are just admire and honor and look up to, we're going to tell people about it. Well, we got the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords coming back. And he has told us he's coming back. And we ought to be telling folks, guess who's coming? Guess who's coming back? Jesus Christ is coming back. He's coming